Hello everyone, welcome to Provide a Solution given this nice algebra problem, which is actually x multiplied by y. This is equal to 36. I can call this equation 1. X plus y, this is equal to 6. We can call this equation 2. So what is the value of x and y? Solution, okay? Now from equation 2, that is x plus y, which is equal to 6. Let's make y the subject of the formula so that you'll have y. This is equal to 6 subtract x. Let's call this equation 3. Now let's substitute equation 3 into equation 1. Okay? So we'll have equation 1, which is x multiplied by y. This is equal to 36. So substituting y, we'll have x multiplied by 6 subtract x. This is equal to 36. So we'll have 6 times x, which is 6x, subtract x times x, which is x squared. This is equal to 36. Let's take 36 on the left-hand side. We'll have 6x, subtract x to power 2, subtract 36. This is equal to 0. Now, we can rearrange the equation here. We'll have negative x to power 2 plus 6x, subtract 36. This is equal to 0. Now let's multiply both signs by negative 1. So multiplying by negative 1, we'll have x to power 2, subtract 6x plus 36. This is equal to 0. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation with coefficient of x squared, which is a, equal to 1, b equal to negative 6, and c equal to 36. Now from here, we can solve for the values of x by applying the quadratic formula, which is now x1, x2, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now substituting the value of a, b, and c, we'll have negative 6 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is negative 6 squared, subtract 4 times 1 times c, which is 36. All this divided by 2 times 1. Now here, we'll have negatives times negative 6, which is 6, plus or minus the square root of negative 6 squared, which is 36. Okay? Now, subtract 4, that we have 4 times 36. Okay? So this is the same thing as 6 times 4, which is basically 24, carry 2. Then 3 times 4, which is 12, plus 2, which is 144. All this divided by 2. So this is equal to 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 subtract 144. This is negative 108 divided by 2. Okay, so let's proceed. 6 plus or minus the square root of negative 108. Okay, so this is the same thing as 6 plus or minus. We can express negative 108 as basically 36 multiplied by 3 multiplied by negative 1. All this divided by 2. So here we'll have 6 plus or minus the square root of 36. This is 6. The square root of negative 1, this is I, square root of 3. All this divided by 2. Okay, so as you can see here, we can factor out here 2, so that we'll have 3 plus or minus 3i square root of 3. All this divided by 2. So let's simplify here. So that x1, x2, this is equal to 3 plus or minus 3i square root of 3. Now we have two possible values of x. x1, this is equal to 3 plus 3i square root of 3. and we have x2, this is equal to 3, subtract 3i square root of 3. So let's solve for the values of y. Okay, let's solve for the values of y. Now, if you recall, we had that equation 3, which is y is equal to 6 subtract x. Okay, so we have y, this is 6 subtract x, so that now y1 is equal to 6 subtract x1. x1 is 3 plus 3i square root of 3. Now this is equal to 6 subtract 3, this is 3. Okay, negative times plus 3i square root of 3, this is negative 3i square root of 3. Now that means that x1 comma y1, this is equal to 3 plus 3i square root of 3, 3 subtract 3i square root of 3. So this is the first set of solution, that is x1, y1, okay, which is what we have here. Now let's solve for y2. y2 is equal to 6 subtract x1. x1 here, x2, sorry, 6 subtract x2, x2 is 3, subtract 3i square root of 3. So that we'll have 6 subtract 3, this is equal to 3. Then negative times negative 3i square root of 3, this is plus 3i square root of 3. Now, that means that x2, comma, y2, this is the second set of solution. We have 3 subtract 3i square root of 3, this is x2, and y2, this is 3 plus 3i square root of 3. Now this is the second set of solution, okay? This is the second set of solution. So let's check if x1, y1 and x2, y2 actually satisfies the equation by following these steps, okay? Now let's verify that x1, y1, which is this, if it satisfies the equation. Now, if you recall, we have that x plus y, this is equal to 6. Let's substitute x1 and y1. So we'll have 3 plus 3i square root of 3 plus 3 subtract 3i square root of 3. This should give us a value of 6. So 3i square root of 3 simplifies here. So we'll have 3 plus 3, which is 6. This is equal to 6. So the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. Okay, so that means that x1, y1 satisfies the equation. Now x2, comma y2, which is basically equal to 3 subtract 3i square root of 3 and 3 plus 3i square root of 3. Let's check, okay? Using this equation, we'll have x2 plus y2 as this is 3 subtract 3i square root of 3 plus 3 plus 3i square root of 3. This should give a value of 6. So here, negative 3i square root of 3 simplifies here. So we'll have 3 plus 3, which is basically 6. This is equal to 6. So the left hand side is basically equal to the right hand side. And that shows that x1, comma y1 and x2, comma y2, okay? x1, y1, x2, y2 actually satisfies the equation. So kindly follow the steps, like this video, and subscribe my good people. Thank you.